Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Grandia 2. Last time, we recruited a new character for the second video in a row. And we got a new mana egg for the second video in a row. Jeez, this is happening fast. And as you can probably see here, there's a bunch of water. We can't go into the water. We need to drain that in order to get access to what's on the other side. But first, just calming heart. Surprise! Wow, they dropped snakes on me. Why would they drop snakes on me? You'll notice from the last episode, Millenia's little aura around her picture on the top left-hand side of the screen has actually grown in size, if you remember. And I will get into what that entails a little later on. But for now, we're just going to go and we're going to attack. The only reason I'm showing this off is let's show off Howl, even though I don't think it's a particularly effective skill, but we will show it off anyway. And we could show off Burn Flame and Zap, or, well, let's use Burn, which is a single targeting one. We'll use it on you. I believe we've already seen this, actually, but we'll show it off with our characters using it. I'll use this one a few times, but I want to get Howl Slash for Rowan before I do that too much. And so Burn, upping Burn Flame,
or is it a little warm?
Doesn't necessarily up Burn itself, so your damage will be displaced, even though maximum at each level. A single targeting Burn will do more damage to a single target than Burn Flame will to an individual target, even though, of course, it's going to hit more than one target. If that makes sense. There we go. There we go.
You better practice if you want to beat me.
Now that we have access to two characters that have spells, we're able to gain a little more, finish off battles at a much better rate. So this should have been the way forward. More things. Okay. Got a medical herb. Okay, so cleared out those. Get some money. Money is always good. There's another save point back there. The only reason I went back to save is just because I wanted to make sure I'd have MP for clearing out some of the enemies around here. As you can see, I think that does one of them, and I think this one does the rest of them, or you have to do them both at the same time. Either way, there's some treasure in here. Unfortunately, because of the camera, these rooms are kind of hard to navigate and make sure that you're getting everything. And there are enemies that spawn in these rooms, so just kind of be careful. You may get yourself back attacked, which is not a lot of fun. There's a secondary effect to getting a preemptive strike on enemies, which I will go over next time I get a good opportunity to, now that I have some spells to work with. Okay, so we've activated this area, so we can head across here, which gives us access to a Poff Nut. And we can jump down there, though I'm not going to do that quite yet. I believe, if I remember correctly, we can head back through here, through this side, and... Okay, I wasn't sure. It lowers this one, but not enough to get by. Can't remember if we ever get by there, but I will have to check my map. In one of the battles I do off-screen, sure, why not? So... this one might have an enemy in it, and it also has a helmet. Stonehead. Oh, maybe I thought there were enemies in most of those, but I guess not. Okay, so let's put on the stone helmet, which is a better piece of equipment. Can anybody else use it? No, didn't think so. It sounds like it, so yeah, it's probably for you. Or for a warrior of some sort. Can I pass that one down, the bandana? I can. There we go. I try and keep everyone's defense around the same. This one, you get forced into a battle against 3 of them. I'll show it off, but if you get the preemptive, the enemies will cluster a lot more than this, and you'll be able to hit more than one of them with, say, your multi-targeting spells, like Burn Flame. So I'm going to target this one and hope that the other ones move in, but I don't think they're going to get a chance to move at all. But that's no big deal. We'll use Golden Hammer, which is his cancel ability on that one.
Off to the crematorium.
And then I will have Ryudo counter with some other stuff. Probably normal attack because he doesn't have much else.
Yeah. Ta!
Golden hammer. Crash.
Pretty much everybody's first tech will be a cancel attack. That will be its main purpose. So just kind of be aware of that. As you're moving, you have a greater chance of evading enemies. So like after you execute a normal attack and you start running off to a different position, you'll have a greater chance of evading attack than just standing there. You know, they apply a lot of logic to this game, which I like. Sure, let's go with another burn flame here. That seems like a very effective way of finishing off the battle.
Hey, check this out.
Yeah, they're weak to fire, so this is a very effective way of taking them down. And anytime that you get a preemptive strike on any enemy,
Ouch.
ow, you will pretty easily be able to take them out in one shot with Millenia, assuming she
You
goes
better
first.
practice if you want to
Sometimes
beat
she
me.
won't go until the last spot, and look at all that money you get from that. 480 G. Beautiful. And we also got a bunch more points. So I should, let's take a look here, should be able to do some leveling up here on that guy. So that's maxed. Next thing I'll want to work on is Zap. And then here on you, we're going to put 1 point into that. So we've... And yeah, I figured it was going to do that. It changed my orientation because I went into here. So let's fix that. Yeah, I don't know why it changes when you go in there. It's kind of weird. So we have no other choice other than to raise the water back up so that we can cross the bridge. And we'll pick up one of those guys. Push this back, and then we'll be able to backtrack out of the dungeon should we ever need to do that. And we can recover. I'm going to save and check my notes real quick, and I will be right back. Okay, we're back. Just figured I'd double check my treasure list. I'm pretty sure I got everything based on what I remember picking up anyway. If not, there's nothing particularly special here that you'll regret missing. So, hopefully I didn't miss anything. Let's see. Let's do a circle around. You know what? I don't see what we're supposed to do here. Let's go home. No, I don't want to play. Hello. Yeah, they just put a random boss here. No story or anything like that. I like on the IP gauge is it'll show the boss in a different color so you know who it is. He has a guaranteed drop, which is nice. The troglodytes, you don't need to worry about. But yeah, look at all that HP. Damn. Okay. And of course, the awesome boss music. Just so pumped up. Okay, first things first. I want to use an attack item if I have it. Something that hits everybody. Fire-based, some enemies. Yep, that's the one. And the other thing we want to do is we want to use Burn Flame here. We want to do as much... The boss himself isn't weak. In fact, I think he's strong to fire. But it's the other two I want to take care of as soon as possible. Get them out of the way. And then we'll deal with the boss, who's actually, I think he's strong against earth and potentially fire. And he is weak to lightning and wind, which I haven't built up. But it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So we're going to go with Howl. Yes, I think I'm going to go for Howl here. He does a decent amount of damage. We do have a way of limiting the amount of damage he does, but we won't be activating that until after we take care of the other guys there, just because having more enemies in the fight results in more damage. Okay. Okay, so because I'm about to get hit, we'll activate defense, even though it kind of wastes a turn. And then we're going to activate Fallen Wings here, even though they're in a decent position to take down.
Ouch!
And you got hit there. That's all right. How's my HP looking? All right. So those two are dead, so we're going to go straight for the good damage on you. And Golden Hammer on you.
Tensei can slash!
Yeah, you may notice on the IP gauge, the IP damage from cancel attacks tends to do quite a bit of damage. So we're going to show off this again because we're going to be able to hit everybody.
Thank you.
And get some more anime cutscene in there. Gotta love that. But yeah, the boss itself isn't too tough. He's got strong physical damage, but other than that, not too much to worry about. He is faster than you, so any IP damage you can deal will of course be beneficial. The other thing you can do is use wind or lightning damage on him, which is what we will do now. You can go and try and cancel him because he's pretty slow in terms of his movement speed.
Tensei can
And so
slash.
we'll cancel his ability here. He won't be able to do anything. And sometimes you'll want to let, like, if a particular boss does a lot of damage with a certain move and he's only doing, say, a normal attack, you may not want to cancel him because every time you cancel an enemy, they can redo, you know, re-choose which move they want to do. And sometimes they'll go for something that does even more damage. So sometimes it's better to let them do that and, say, defend, and then wait till your next turn and cancel them then when they're going to use something stronger. Okay, so let's use Zap on this guy. And we'll go some Wind route too. And we'll
tear you
be able to take him down relatively easily because he's not too bright. The AI isn't the greatest in the world, but you know, it's a game from 2000. Do we really expect that much? Yeah, Wind, like Howl and especially, just isn't really all that good. Zap, that's good.
Deep fried goodness!
Everything Millenia says is bloody hilarious. Oh, Millenia, you're so much fun. And he seems to have shook that off somehow. I'm not sure how he managed that. So we're going to guard here. Probably don't need to protect ourselves. I will show off what that ability is in case you were struggling there. So let's go for the cancel attack here. And you can go for a cancel attack as well. So on your magic sheet here, we have an ability called Stram. It says it robs strength and drops defense. I think it just drops their attack, the enemy's attack, by 2. Now the way stat buffers and debuffers work in this game is like something like this. It affects all of your characters, and I can't remember if it's either speed or if it's agility, but it'll raise everyone's stat by 1. This one will drop a single enemy by 2. You can get up to a maximum of +5 or -5, depending on whether it's a buff or a debuff. And that's all you can do. And it doesn't just add 1 to your stat, it does increase it more than that. But for the most part, status effects like this, like stat boosting and debuffing, really aren't that worthwhile. Except when we get a couple of items that we can buy that just up everybody by 2 right there, and they're really cheap. Once we get to them, I will show them off, but until then, don't really worry about it too much. Okay, so you are going to use... Actually, yeah, we're going to use that. We should be able to take him down relatively
Tensei
quickly here.
can slash.
Golden hammer!
There is also
Crash!
what's known as, you know, getting multiple hits, and if you hit somebody in subsequent turns, like I just did there with the 2 attacks, they were in such close proximity that you actually got a slight damage boost on the second attack. They don't really talk a lot about that, but it's multiple hits lead to more damage, unless
but
it's
don't
like,
touch.
of course, go Millenia. But any of your attacks that hit, like if it's a magical spell that hits like 5 or 6 times, yeah. In my guide, it says they're weak to lightning, but he seems to take no damage from lightning, which would make more sense. He's an earth-based enemy. But anyway, we're all out of that, so let's go normal attacks, and one more golden hammer.
Golden hammer! Crash!
Anyway, not too much left on this guy now. Did I finish what I was talking about? Hopefully I did. Let's use Burn Flame. Doesn't do that much damage, but
Hey!
better
check
than nothing.
This out.
Yeah, Millenia is the only one. There we go. And we get a skill book.
That was beautiful, you guys.
Yeah, she does her makeup as her little victory pose. And, of course, kisses the camera. Breaking the fourth wall. We don't get a lot of magic coins, but we get a whole whack ton of special coins. And we get a skill book. Skill books are very good. And apparently... Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. What do we do? And I couldn't do that in battle. Why? The Wings of Valmar, eh? Oops. I said that out loud, didn't I? Never mind me. And of course the kid's like super naive. He's like, you said something about the devil? Sure, whatever. I'm going to ignore that. It's like, you saved us. Thank you. Either that or he's focused on the more important things. Anyway, let's go get back your medal. Which, of course, he forgot about. That's why we were fighting the boss. That apparently is what stole his medal. And it's just in the burnt carcass of a giant minotaur. Okay, then. We got Rowan's medal. Thank you very much. Did she or did she not just refer to herself as the Wings of Valmar? Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. And then we get, you know, the stupid anime grin out of him. Just like, who cares? Doesn't matter. Let's go. Lollipop Lane, kid. Lollipop Lane. And, of course, I absolutely love many aspects of the comedy in this game. I just find it absolutely hilarious. Now, I think we have to walk out, which I will do off-screen. And upon exiting the dungeon, of course, we have to have a cutscene. Yeah, I don't know why they made us walk all the way out. I think, for the most part, they make us do that. It burns, it burns. Yeah, she's such a great comedy character, Millenia. I really enjoy, you know, pretty much all of the scenes that she's involved in. See you later. Give my regards to Elena. You're getting tired in the morning. Yeah, probably a demon. What do you mean by that? And how do you know anything about Elena? You were never there when she was there. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. I had to reference it. Yeah. One and the same. They don't make us wait a long time with this one. And, you know, it's like, oh, we know, but nobody else does kind of thing. They figure it out. Yeah, now he's worried about the Wings of Valmar. Sure thing, kid. But Valmar is the devil. She's pretty and kind. And busty. Hey, it's a fact. Good morning. Why am I sleeping on the ground? Again. Where am I? I've got some bad news for you. Not good news. Bad news. No. Yeah, they went over that earlier. Millenia. She also said that she is the Wings of Valmar. Well, they said she was cursed. And yes, pretty much when Elena sleeps, Millenia is active. They share the same body, hence why, and I will kind of spoil this right now, they'll be swapping back and forth more than once in the remainder of this game. When they swap back and forth, I believe the mana egg for sure, but I believe also the accessory is unequipped from either character, but the rest of their gear will remain all the same. Millenia is the only one with the only one we've gotten so far with a ranged weapon, so we're back to Elena and her weaker staff. But oh well, not a big deal. Elena, her stats are slightly different from Millenia. They don't have the exact same stats. Elena does not have nearly as good of a magic stat, but she also doesn't have a good physical stat. She's rather a weak character early on, which as regards to the story, actually makes sense. So I kind of like how they did that. Yeah, the other one, she's more out there, that's for sure. Maybe after my next night. Oh, crap. How do you know this? You've never met her. Well, never met you. Wait a minute, that's confusing too. Anyway. Yeah, you're in trouble again there, bud. Now. It's funny how there's just one floorboard in the middle of the scene that just happens to be warped up and needs new screws. It's probably rotten, that's why they don't fix it, but it's just kind of weird. Just a little imperfection in the middle like that. She doesn't, well, she kind of seems evil, and she also seems misunderstood. So anyway, we'll see more of her going forward. If you're going across the Baked Plains, would you mind if I come along? Just me by myself, kind of lonely, and you're kind of weak. Yeah, at this point, Rowan, he's not too buff. Need to move quickly. Must reach the Grandia Cathedral before too long. Well, so we got ourselves new party members. Alright, so let's just double check the equipment real quick. And yes, they removed the accessory, so we now have access to that. And more importantly, the Chaos Egg. And we will literally be using this until the end of the game. It is that good. This egg is so good. Anyway, let's power up you, and we'll learn another level into Impact Bomb. And then we're going to put the rest of our points into this. Now, this is a skill egg, or not a skill egg, a skill book. If I can remember what I'm saying, that would be beneficial. And what you need to do is you need to get, I think it's up to level 10 in order to unlock the final skill. And the final skill is quite useful. So what I'm going to do, like what I was doing before, is I'm going to do some of the weaker ones and level them up so that I have access to this one, because this one is very important. The other one that we'll want to work on is this one. HP, you know, I like this because depending on the number of stars, it'll actually tell you how effective it's going to be. So plus 10 to vitality, 20, 30, 40, and then 50. And then here, 50 and 800. So I guess I'm not sure how that one works. But anyway, by the time you get to level 5, you'll get 800 HP. You would think this would be good, but in my playstyle, it's actually a waste because I don't get hit very often. And so it's just not something I will be putting points in until much later in the game. Strength is, of course, very good, especially for someone like Ryudo. Let's see, we're going to go more like that. And then we'll put one into strength. Basically, now all I need is one more into strength, and then I'll be able to have access to this one, which basically it increases the item drop I get from enemies, which is something you really, really, really want. In order to equip any of these skills, we need to go into here and select this, and as you can see, we only have 2 slots so far, and as you gain levels, you'll get more. So strength goes to you because you're going to be using it, and as you can see, if you check out the magic stat for Ryudo, 84, and his was the lowest before, yeah, hers is weak too, like I was saying. She actually has a better strength stat than most other people, and Rowan's got a decent magic stat. So early on, I will probably keep, like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Elena the Chaos Egg so that she has something to make up for the fact that she's otherwise weak, and I'm going to leave him with the Mist Egg, which we'll use on cut off enemies, ones that are strong against fire and such. And we'll be using Wind Elementals there. Let's see here. Let's take a look at some of my other stats. So your speed stat is how far they move in battle, and as you can see, Ryudo's got a much higher one. So you'll be doing more normal attacks. Let's give you that. And who's going to be using items? Probably you. Skilled item use basically just cuts down how long it takes to execute an item command. So we'll give that to him as well, even though I probably won't use it all that much. But anyway, that's pretty much all the time I have for today. Next time, we will continue into the Baked Plains, which we can now access since we took out all the monsters. And I will see you guys next time.